Most people die at 25 but aren't buried until 75. You want to know why? Because they chose comfort over conquest. Look around you. Actually look. The masses walking through life on autopilot. Same job they hate. Same relationship that drains them. Same routine that slowly suffocates their soul. They wake up, they complain, they go through the motions, they medicate with Netflix, alcohol, social media, they sleep, they repeat. And somewhere deep inside, beneath all the excuses and justifications, they know the truth. They gave up, not all at once. Nobody wakes up and decides to throw away their potential. It happens slowly. One skipped workout, one broken promise to yourself, one day choosing comfort over growth. And suddenly, 20 years have passed. Same problems, same weight, same bank account, same regrets. Here's the uncomfortable truth you need to hear. You're probably one of them right now. Let me take you back. My childhood wasn't special. We didn't have money. My father worked himself to exhaustion every single day, and we still struggled to keep the lights on. I remember the shame. The shame of wearing the same clothes while other kids had new ones. The shame of not being able to afford what everyone else had. The shame of watching my mother count pennies to buy groceries. But more than shame, I remember anger. Pure, burning anger. Not at my parents. They did everything they could. I was angry at the system. Angry at watching good people suffer while mediocre people succeeded. Angry at being told my dreams were unrealistic. The school system, that joke of an institution, they tried to program me early. Be realistic, Andrew. Lower your expectations. Get a stable job. Don't aim too high. I sat in those classrooms watching teachers who'd never built anything try to teach me how to live. People who traded their dreams for a pension, trying to convince me to do the same. And I made a promise to myself at 15 years old. Never again would I be powerless. Never again would I let circumstances control my destiny. Never again would I accept the life society tried to hand me. I didn't know how I'd do it yet. I just knew I would. But here's what nobody tells you about ambition. Wanting it isn't enough. I had dreams, big ones. I could see the life I wanted, so clearly it hurt. So I started trying, and I failed. Badly. See, I wanted the results without the process. I was looking for shortcuts, for the hack, for the secret that successful people weren't sharing. I tried business ventures that collapsed. I invested in things I didn't understand. I trusted people who betrayed me. I made promise after promise to myself and broke every single one. Got humbled, hard. Lost money I couldn't afford to lose. Lost respect from people I cared about. Lost confidence in myself. And there was this one night, I'll never forget it. Sitting alone in my apartment, broke, exhausted, confused. I just watched someone less talented than me achieve the success I wanted. Someone who didn't have my intelligence, my drive, my potential, but they had something I didn't. Discipline. While I was making excuses, they were making progress. While I was waiting to feel motivated, they were working regardless. While I was chasing shortcuts, they were putting in the hours. That night, staring at my reflection in the dark window, I realized something that changed everything. Talent means absolutely nothing without discipline. Now let me expose the biggest lie society has ever sold you. Follow your passion and the money will follow. It's garbage. Complete, absolute garbage designed to keep you poor and confused. The education system doesn't teach you to build wealth. It teaches you to be a good employee, to show up on time, to follow instructions, to trade your time for money until you're too old to enjoy life. They program you from age 5 to accept a life of quiet desperation. Go to school, get good grades, go to college, get a degree, get a job, get married, buy a house you can't afford, work for 40 years, retire, die. And if you dare to question this path, if you dare to want more, they call you greedy, unrealistic, arrogant. But here's what they don't tell you. The people at the top, they don't live by these rules. They don't trade time for money. They build assets. They create systems. They take risks. They work when others sleep. And society's greatest weapon against you is comfort. The comfort trap. They give you just enough to keep you pacified. A decent salary, a nice apartment, a new car every few years, just enough comfort to make rebellion feel risky. You've got bills now, responsibilities, a lifestyle to maintain, so you stay. You accept the slow spiritual death of a stable job. And social media. Don't even get me started. Everyone's living their best life online. Everyone's a winner. Everyone's successful. Everyone's happy. It's all fake. But you compare your real life to their highlight reel and feel like you're falling behind. So you consume more content, watch more videos, scroll more feeds, numb the pain with endless digital distraction. And your discipline, it dies a little more each day. They talk about work-life balance like it's some noble goal. You know what work-life balance really means? Stay mediocre. Don't work too hard. Don't want too much. Be satisfied with average. Balance is what weak people use to justify their lack of results. And here's something that's going to make people really uncomfortable. Modern society is at war with masculinity, with discipline, with strength. Men today are weaker than any generation in history. Physically weaker, mentally softer, spiritually confused, and it's by design. They've feminized ambition, told you that wanting to dominate is toxic, that competition is wrong, that being aggressive in pursuit of your goals makes you a bad person. They've given you entertainment specifically designed to pacify you, video games where you can feel accomplished without actually accomplishing anything, pornography that gives you the dopamine hit of sexual success without ever having to build yourself into someone attractive, endless content that keeps you distracted, comfortable, entertained, and ultimately powerless. Your grandfather at 25, he had a career, a family, property, purpose. You at 25, you're living with roommates, working a job you hate, confused about your identity, addicted to screens. That's not an accident. You've been programmed to fail, programmed to accept less, programmed to believe you're doing fine, programmed to think discipline is extreme or unhealthy. And the sickest part, you defend your own weakness. Someone tries to push you to be better and you call them a hater. Someone shows you what's possible and you list all the reasons why it won't work for you. Someone offers you the truth and you retreat into comfortable lies. But let me tell you about the day that changed everything for me. The day the old me died and someone new was born. I'd hit rock bottom. Not the dramatic kind you see in movies, the real kind, the quiet kind, the kind where you sit in an empty apartment and realize how completely you've failed. I was broke, actually broke. Not I can't afford to go out broke, I don't know how I'm eating tomorrow broke. My girlfriend had left me, said I wasn't going anywhere, that I was all talk and no action, that she couldn't waste her time on my empty promises anymore. She was right. My friends had disappeared. Turns out, people only want to be around you when you've got something to offer. When you're down, when you're struggling, suddenly everyone's busy. I sat in that apartment, no furniture because I'd sold it, no food in the fridge, no hope, just me and the crushing weight of all my broken promises. To my parents, to my ex, to myself, I'd promised I'd be someone, do something, build something, and I'd failed at all of it. But something happened that night. Something shifted. The victim in me died. I stopped feeling sorry for myself, stopped waiting for someone to rescue me, stopped blaming my circumstances, and I got angry again. But this time the anger was different. It wasn't rage at the world. It was rage at myself for wasting time, for making excuses, for choosing comfort when I should have chosen growth. I looked in the mirror at this weak, defeated person staring back at me, and I made a decision. That person dies tonight. I stopped asking the wrong questions. No more, why is this happening to me? No more, why do bad things always happen to me? No more victim mentality. I started asking the only question that matters. What can I control? And the answer was simple. Everything. My thoughts, my actions, my discipline. Nobody was coming to save me. Not my parents, not the government, not luck, not fate. It was all on me. So I made a list. Every excuse I'd ever made, every justification for my failures. I don't have time. I don't have money. I don't have connections. I'm not lucky. The system is rigged, and I burned that list. Because excuses, no matter how valid they feel, are the poison that kills dreams. Then I created my non-negotiables, 5 rules that had no exceptions. No matter how I felt, no matter what happened, 5 a.m. wake up, every single day. Physical training, hard, no skipping, work on my business, minimum 4 hours of focused effort, learning, read, study, develop skills, sleep by 10 p.m., no excuses. The first 90 days were hell, absolute hell. My body screamed at me every morning. My mind gave me 1,000 reasons to quit. My emotions begged for comfort. I ignored all of it because here's what I learned. Your feelings lie to you. Your body wants comfort, your mind wants safety, your emotions want pleasure, but your spirit, your true self, it wants growth, challenge, conquest. And after 30 days, something started changing. My body got stronger, movements that felt impossible became routine. My mind got sharper, decisions that used to paralyze me became automatic. Opportunities started appearing, not because the world suddenly got easier, because I became someone worthy of opportunity. Let me teach you something they'll never tell you in school. Discipline isn't punishment. Discipline is freedom in disguise. People think freedom means doing whatever you want whenever you want. That's not freedom. That's chaos. That's slavery to your impulses. Real freedom, that comes from discipline. When you're disciplined with money, you're free from financial stress. When you're disciplined with your body, you're free from health problems. When you're disciplined with your time, you're free from regret. Discipline creates a life where you actually have choices. And discipline has 5 pillars, 5 non-negotiable foundations. First, physical discipline. Your body is your first business. If you can't control your body, you can't control anything. Train it, push it, make it stronger every day. Not for vanity, for power, for confidence, for the mental strength that comes from conquering physical pain. Every morning you get up and train when you don't want to, that's a victory. That's proof you control yourself. Second, mental discipline. Your thoughts will try to destroy you every single day. Negative thoughts, doubts, fears, the voice that says you're not good enough. You have to control your mind or it will control you. Meditation, visualization, affirmations, whatever works. But you must master your internal dialogue. Third, financial discipline. Every dollar you earn is a soldier in your army. Most people spend money to feel good, to impress people, to cope with their lack of discipline in other areas. Winners invest money, save money, use money as a tool to build more money. Stop buying things you don't need to impress people you don't like. Fourth, time discipline. Time is the only resource you can never get back. Protect your hours like they're your children. No pointless meetings, no energy vampires, no activities that don't move you toward your goals. Every hour should be accounted for, invested in growth, relationships that matter, or necessary rest. Fifth, social discipline. You become the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Look around. Who are your 5? Are they winners? Are they disciplined? Are they pushing you to be better? Or are they comfortable, making excuses, pulling you down to their level? Cut people off, not with drama, just with distance. Protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. Now let me tell you what discipline actually looks like, because social media has destroyed your perception of reality. You see the highlight reels, the victories, the celebrations. You don't see the daily grind, the boring repetition, the unglamorous work that builds empires. Discipline is waking up at 5 a.m. when every fiber of your being wants to stay in bed. It's forcing yourself to the gym when you're tired, sore, and unmotivated. It's making the business calls that terrify you. It's having the difficult conversations you'd rather avoid. It's choosing the salad when you want the burger. It's saving money when you want to spend it. It's studying when your friends are partying. It's working on Saturday night when everyone else is out. That's discipline. And here's what nobody tells you. It's lonely. When you start getting disciplined, really disciplined, you'll lose friends. They can't match your energy, your commitment, your standards. They'll call you obsessed, extreme, no fun. Good, let them. Because in 5 years, they'll still be in the same place, making the same complaints, living the same mediocre life. And you'll be free. You'll have money, health, options, power. Not because you're special, because you were disciplined when they were comfortable. I lived like a monk for years while my peers lived like tourists. They partied. I trained. They spent. I invested. They slept in. I worked. They complained. I executed. And slowly, gradually, everything changed. But here's where it gets really interesting. Your mind is going to fight you every single day. It's going to try to kill your discipline with sophisticated arguments. You've been working so hard, you deserve a break. One day off won't hurt. You're being too hard on yourself. This isn't healthy. These thoughts will feel true. They'll feel wise. They'll feel like self-care. They're not. They're self-sabotage dressed up as compassion. Learn to recognize it. Your mind doesn't want discipline. It wants comfort. It wants to conserve energy. It wants to avoid pain. That's its job, to keep you safe and comfortable. But safe and comfortable doesn't build anything worth having. You have to override your programming and understand something crucial. There's a difference between rest and weakness. Rest is strategic. You train hard, you rest hard. You push your body to the limit, you give it time to recover. That's smart. Weakness is quitting when it gets uncomfortable. Skipping workouts because you don't feel like it. Breaking your promises to yourself because your emotions changed. That's failure. The way you build unstoppable discipline is by creating an identity around it. You're not someone trying to be disciplined. You are a disciplined person. It's not what you do, it's who you are. When discipline becomes your identity, quitting isn't even an option. A disciplined person doesn't negotiate with weakness. A disciplined person doesn't skip workouts. A disciplined person doesn't break promises to themselves. It's not possible, it would violate their core identity. And you build that identity through repetition. Every promise kept is a vote for your new identity. Every discipline executed is proof of who you're becoming. Every temptation resisted is evidence that you control yourself. After thousands of reps, the discipline becomes automatic. It's no longer a battle, it's just who you are. Let me show you what happened after 1 year of pure, uncompromising discipline, physical transformation. My body became a weapon. Not for show, for function. Stronger, faster, more capable. The kind of physical presence that commands respect before you even speak. But more importantly, I proved to myself that I control my body completely. Mental transformation. Unshakable confidence. Not arrogance, not fake bravado. Real confidence that comes from keeping promises to yourself. When you know you'll do what you say you'll do, when you've proven it to yourself thousands of times, fear becomes irrelevant. Financial transformation. Money started flowing. Not because I got lucky, because I became someone worthy of money. Disciplined people attract opportunity, they execute consistently, they deliver results, and the market rewards consistency. Social transformation. Different caliber of people entered my life. Winners recognize winners. Disciplined people started reaching out, offering opportunities, wanting to collaborate, because they saw someone operating at their level. The respect that comes when people see you're serious about your life, it's different. People stop questioning you, stop doubting you, stop offering unsolicited advice. They just watch and respect. And opportunities, they appeared everywhere. Not because the world suddenly became easier, because I became someone opportunities chase instead of someone chasing opportunities. But here's something deeper that most people miss. Discipline isn't just about success. It's about self-respect. You cannot love yourself if you keep breaking promises to yourself. Read that again. Every time you hit snooze, you tell yourself, I'm a liar, my word means nothing. Every time you skip the workout you planned, you confirm, I'm weak, I can't trust myself. Every time you choose comfort over growth, you betray your future self. And your subconscious absorbs all of it. It builds a self-image of someone unreliable, someone weak, someone who can't be trusted. And that self-image determines everything. Your confidence, your opportunities, your relationships, your income, all of it stems from how you see yourself. Discipline fixes this at the core. When you keep promises to yourself, when you do what you say you'll do, when you prove through action that your word matters, your entire self-image transforms. You become someone you respect. And when you respect yourself, truly respect yourself, everything else falls into place. Winners aren't special. They're not more talented, not luckier, not born with advantages you don't have. They just refuse to negotiate with weakness. When their alarm goes off, they get up. When the workout is scheduled, they do it. When the work needs to be done, they do it. No negotiation, no excuses, no exceptions. That's the difference. And there's a spiritual component to this that nobody talks about. Discipline connects you to something greater than temporary pleasure. It connects you to your higher self, to your purpose, to legacy. When you're disciplined, you're not living for the moment. You're living for the person you're becoming, for the impact you'll make, for the life you're building. That connection to something greater than yourself, that's what makes discipline sustainable. That's what makes it worth it. Now let me address every excuse running through your head right now. But Andrew, I have responsibilities, kids, a job. I can't just dedicate my life to discipline. So did I. Excuses don't pay bills. Excuses don't feed your kids. Excuses don't build the life you want. Winners with responsibilities find a way. Losers with responsibilities find an excuse. Which one are you? But I'm not naturally disciplined. Some people are just wired different. Neither was I. I was lazy, undisciplined, weak. Discipline isn't born. It's built. One decision at a time, one rep at a time, one day at a time. Stop hiding behind genetics. But I need balance. I can't just work all the time. No, you need results. Then you can rest. Balance is what average people use to stay average. Get to where you want to be first. Then you can talk about balance. But I'm tired, I'm burnt out, I need to take care of my mental health. You're not tired. You're undisciplined. You're burnt out from doing things you hate, living a life that doesn't inspire you, making decisions that betray your potential. Real mental health comes from respecting yourself, from being proud of who you are. And you can't be proud of yourself if you're not disciplined. The anxiety, the depression, the stress you feel, a lot of it comes from living below your potential, from knowing you could be doing more but choosing comfort instead. Discipline doesn't destroy mental health, it creates it. Stop using therapy as an excuse to avoid the work. Now let me paint a picture for you. 5 years from now, if you ignore everything I just said, if you go back to comfort, if you keep making excuses, where will you be? Same job you hate, maybe a different company, same frustration. Same body you're ashamed of, maybe a few more pounds, same insecurity. Same bank account, maybe a bit more, same financial stress. Same relationships, same patterns, same arguments. Nothing changes. And you'll watch younger people pass you by. People who started later than you, had less advantages than you, less talent than you, but they were disciplined. And you weren't. You'll feel that bitterness growing inside, that regret, that what if. What if I'd actually done it? What if I'd stayed consistent? What if I'd ignored my feelings and just worked? And the worst part, you'll become one of those old people who warns young people about wasting time. But you'll know the truth. You're not warning them out of wisdom. You're warning them out of regret because you never tried. You never really gave it everything. You played it safe. You stayed comfortable. You listened to your fears. And death will arrive. Not with fanfare, not with drama, just with the quiet, devastating knowledge that you never really lived. You existed, you consumed, you went through the motions, but you never became who you could have been. Is that the story you want? This is your moment. Not tomorrow, not Monday, not January 1st. Right now, this exact second is when everything changes or everything stays the same. Here's what you do in the next 24 hours. First, design your discipline protocol. What time are you waking up? What are you training? When are you working? What are you learning? Write it down, make it specific, non-negotiable. Second, identify your 3 biggest weaknesses. The patterns that keep you stuck, the habits that betray you, the people who drain you, write them down. Third, eliminate them. Not gradually, not eventually, immediately. Delete the apps that waste your time, cancel the subscriptions that distract you. Distance yourself from the people who hold you back. Burn the bridges to your old comfortable life. Fourth, find one person living at your target level. Study them obsessively. How do they spend their time? What are their habits? What do they read? Who do they associate with? Model their discipline. Fifth, make a public commitment. Tell someone what you're doing. Post it somewhere. Make retreat impossible. Because if you can quietly quit, you will. Human nature, you need skin in the game. Understand what's coming. The next 6 months will be hell. Your body will hurt, your mind will rebel, your emotions will scream, friends will leave, temptations will intensify, doubts will multiply. That's normal. That's the fire that forges steel. If it was easy, everyone would do it. But everyone isn't doing it. That's why everyone is average. You're choosing to be different. And different requires sacrifice. Your life is happening right now. Not in some future fantasy where conditions are perfect and motivation is high. Right now, this moment, this day,